What is going on today, YouTube? I hope you guys all had a great week, and I am happy to talk to you on this Sunday. I'm going to review my plays for the week and what I see for this upcoming week, just for you guys to learn and see how you can go about this process and analyzing these stocks. So if you're new to my channel, I make daily stock market videos, just teaching you guys about things I wish I knew when I first started. And I'm just here to try to help you guys out, go through some of the mistakes I have made, and maybe get you guys to skip those mistakes so you can make a profit faster than I even have. So if you like this kind of content, subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment below if you have any questions, share it, get it to someone else that may be able to use it. I had a decent week. It wasn't anything great, but I made a small profit. Made 2 trades. So I told you in last week's video, I entered a position on an ETF called Oil U. I bought Oil U at $39.40. And I sold too early. But hey, guess what? I saw my profit. I locked it in because I didn't know. I was expecting a pullback on the stock. I wasn't expecting it to go up as fast as it did. But hey, I made a successful trade, so I'm happy about it. I'm not going to complain about missing out on some of the gains I could have. As long as you are profitable in this market, what can you really worry about? So I'll show you guys a screenshot. These are my trades for the week. I entered oil on 216, which was last Friday, I believe. Yep, I entered in Oil U last Friday on 216. I went over it in actually last week's video, and I ended up selling it on 222, which was on Thursday. And after commissions and everything, I made $120 on Oil U, and that's pretty good. That it came out to a 6% gain. And yes, I could have held on longer, and it would have been like it'd be up 43.86 right now, and I sold at sold at 42.03. So that would have been another $1.80 around gain, which would have been good and all. But hey, guess what? I still made a profit on it, so I'm happy. I'm not complaining. Maybe next time I'll learn from this and I'll hold on a little longer. It might work out, but at the same time, it could have failed, and I could have lost all my gains. And I'll show you another thing. You guys, you can see, I bought you guys on Wednesday and bought it 56.66, and I lost money on this one. I sold it at 55.55, and I want to show you guys why I sold it, because it didn't play out the way I thought it was going to. And if it would have played out the way I thought it was going to, it would have been good and all. But hey, it did not work the way I expected it to, so I got out. The pattern that I saw broke, so I got out. Yes, it's a loss, and it's even up now from where I sold. It's around $56 now, but hey, that was like around a 2% loss for me. So I sold. So I made I had 6% gain, 2% loss, 4%. I can't complain because you just had to cut your losses. When you're wrong or the trade's not going how you thought it was, sometimes you just need to get out. And yes, it sucks losing money, but it's part of this game. Not everyone's going to make a great trade every single time, and sometimes you miss out. But here, okay, I'm going to go over these now. So Oil U, I got in because it broke over this EMA line, and it did have this pullback, which was fine. If it would have went back down to I bought at 39.40, so whatever, I would have cut my losses at 2%. Thankfully, it did not go down that low. And the reason I sold, honestly, at $42. That's where it was around where it was closing that day. And I saw there's a little resistance I see at $43. You can see it broke it the next day, but I traded out of it this day. So, and especially since I saw it hit around this $43 mark and came back down and closed around there, it made me think that, hey, okay, it might actually hit this point and just fall back down. So I took my profits. So yeah, it could. It has potential for more, like a 13% more, but I took profits on it, and that's it. Now, you guys, you can see I got alerts and everything set, but okay, I want to show you guys. I bought you guys on 221. You can see here, bought it 221. Now, I bought it right at pretty much market close, 15.54, so, that's like 340, 344. I bought this stock on this day, and my reason for buying it. It crossed over the EMA, It had a green day. That's when it crossed over, so I was watching it this day. I bought it at the close of this day, and that was because I looked at previous patterns. Previous patterns down here. Crossed over the EMA, as it did here, and it seems like it always has a pullback. Green, red. Even here, when it crossed over the EMA. Green, red. And it opens and closes about the same price. Even here, it was down, say it was below here, crossed over, green, red. And I can go back further. I even looked at this chart further back, like for the 180 day. If you look at the majority of these, they all had a green and then they pulled back. As soon as they crossed over, then they pulled back. So after looking at that, that's what it did here. Crossed over, had a green day. So I waited until this day, and it had a red and pulled back. I was happy. It was playing out like it did all these other times. Green, red, green, red. What I expected, though, the next day. Green and then red. That's when I bought the close of this day. I expected it to take a jump. See how these yes, it was another red day, but it took a jump the whole way up here. And then here. It closed here, took a jump the next day. Same here. Closed here, took a jump the next day. So that is what I was expecting on the 22nd. It did not do that. I could have actually, if I sold as soon as the market opened, which I just wasn't paying attention to it, I could have made a little bit of profit. It would have been like $7 or something, like big whoop. But what I'm getting at, it did not have that jump. So right then and there, I should have even had a stop loss. So it would have sold as soon as the market opened if it was not up here. That's what I was expecting, and it broke that pattern, and that's why I got out. It did not do what I expected to do, and I know I still had a margin since I bought it at like 56.60 around there. I'll use 56.81. Down at this major resistance line, that's the 11% potential for loss. So it was already a risky trade when I was going in. Even though it has 40% return, I don't really want a 10% loss. Like I said, I have a small account. You need to be extra cautious. If you have a larger account, it's okay to have more speculative plays. But you need to go into the best plays with a small account, the plays that are going to make you money. And if it breaks pattern, get out. When you have tens of thousands of dollars that you made, like some of these people, they can afford to stay in because it's not going to hurt them to lose their money on their account. For like anyone with a small account, it's like devastating to lose your money. They can lose $10,000 and still have $20,000 to invest. Where, okay, say you have a couple $1,000s in your account and you lose a couple thousand, you have zero to invest. It's going to be so much harder for you to go and make profits. Like for them, okay, they say they lose $5,000. They really, yes, they care, but they have more money to trade with. Like if you don't have any money to trade with, how are you going to make a profit and how are you going to grow your account? You need to be extra cautious. That's why I got out. Now, when my account size gets larger and larger, I have more room to play. Like I will stay in these trades longer. That's why even I got out of that oil U. It showed no signs of reversal, but I saw this resistance here and I thought, hey, it could bounce off and come back down and I could go negative. So I saw a profit, I locked it in. That's just my thinking on it. You guys, whatever risk reward you guys are set to, go for it. It doesn't matter. Just be comfortable with it. Make a plan. Like I had a plan and those are the plans I stuck to, so I got out. All right, so that's enough talking about my previous week, and now I'm going to show you what I'm looking at for this upcoming week. I'm not going to go over any of these. I have this uptrend watch list right now, and I can briefly go through them, but they're all at like peak levels that I don't see any value in investing right now. Yeah, you can have like a potential from here to here, but I like buying stuff at their lows. That shows me a much greater potential for profits rather than buying like in the middle here. They can still have their lows, they can have their highs. So you can see all these are up. I focus on stuff that's down. So we're going to go to my downtrend watch list. Okay, so on my downtrend watch list, we have JNUG. Yes, there is a 16% potential for profit, but I also see a 10% potential for loss. So that is not a trade that fits me. Risk reward wise, I don't think it's worth it, but that's just me. If you guys see value in it, want to trade it, go ahead. DRN. It's another one. It's in the middle here. So yes, it's down a lot from where it was these 6 months, but it's in the middle here. And I don't, like I told you, I want to buy stuff at the bottom. If you go back further, like this would be the bottom. If this stock dropped the whole way down to $12, $13, then I'd probably buy it. But it's not down there, so until it drops down to there, I don't see it worth taking. But that's just me. Now there's Gasol. Gasol had just broken over the EMA line, but one reason I was kind of weary of it was because it broke over the EMA line, but you can see that EMA was still pointing downward. It finally just started pointing upward. So if it breaks this resistance level here at $19, I might consider it a trade. The only problem I see right now is it has another resistance level in like this range. I have this line drawn here at 21. So, I mean, even right there, like that is a 10%, like 9% potential for profit. So, if it breaks over this $19 line, I might be looking at it. It's going to depend how this chart keeps on playing out. Gush, it was it's kind of just like Gasol. Gasol's a natural gas ETF, and Gush is an oil ETF. It's in this range right now. If it breaks this resistance at 23, the next resistance I see is at 28.83, and if it can break over this $24 line, I might take a position on it. As long as the CMA keeps on pointing up, I kind of want to pull back because it is separating itself pretty far from the CMA line. NUGT, I do like the fact that it hit this bottom once, hit this bottom twice, and hit it a third time. If it can stay above this EMA line and starts pointing upward, I see a potential for 15% profit. And I got this line. You can see this line drawn here. It looks like it keeps on making highs that are like in a downtrend. So if it breaks over this EMA line and the first resistance I see is around here, just because of this point here, this point here, this point here, they all around here. I mean, that's 27% chance for profit. And then if it goes the whole way up, which would be, it'd be probably around $36. It's potential for a 46% gain. Like that's awesome. If I could make that trade, that's unreal. That would be like the best trade of this year. Dust, I don't like it right now because it's kind of in the middle here. It's not near its lows. It's kind of in the middle, so I'm not looking at that. Oil U, it still has potential for like a 12% gain, but I'm out of the position, and unless it comes back to this level down here, I probably won't take another trade on it. The only chance I see for making another trade on this would be if it pulls back and holds above this EMA line. Then I'm going to see what my risk, see what my reward is, see if I can benefit from taking it. And you guys, as we all, like I covered in last week's video, it still has potential for like a 40% gain. But it broke out of the pattern that I wanted it to do. I was waiting for that gap up, and hey, it could do it on Monday, but it didn't do it on Friday. I was expecting it on Friday. It didn't do it, so that's why I got out. So I hope this video helped you guys just give you a different view of what I look at when I go into my trades, what profits you can expect from them, and how to stick to a plan. And like that's the biggest part I want to make about this video. Stick to your plan. I took a loss on you guys because it broke my pattern. I did not. If it had that morning gap up, that would have been great. It would have been following the pattern that it has in the past, but it did not do that. So I saw that as a break of pattern. But hey, that's just the pattern I see. It doesn't mean you guys see it. It doesn't mean you need to trade this like I do. And if you have a larger account or you are more risky, you can take bigger risks. But I want to protect my account right now and I want it to grow. So if you like this kind of content, subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave a comment below. Share it to others that could use it. And I will see you guys tomorrow.